stop farming low-level mobs immediately. On my quest for the Platinum Trophy for Final Fantasy XVI, obviously I needed to obtain the Master Class Trophy, which is a trophy obtained for maxing out all of the abilities on every icon. And that's not something you tend to do naturally when playing through the game, and on my way through New Game Plus and Final Fantasy mode, I found some places where I could farm some AP pretty efficiently, to the point where it only took me about half an hour to get that trophy in the end. Now, a quick disclaimer, of course, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about in this video are going to relate to New Game Plus, so if you haven't finished the game already, or at least not at the end of the game, then I would suggest perhaps coming back to this video once you have gotten that further in the game. But definitely bookmark this video and leave it a like, because you're going to want to know how to farm that AP quickly. Now, I do want to start this video with a quick shout out to my friend Primal Liquid, who has already sort of showcased a strong AP farming method if you're only playing through the regular version of the game, rather than New Game Plus or Final Fantasy mode, in which you'll visit the dungeon, the Free Cities of Canva, and you'll do the first 3 fights within that dungeon before going to the map screen and then exiting out of the dungeon and then going back in again to fight those 3 fights again. Now, bear in mind, you can't use the map screen in a dungeon, you have to actually go into the pause menu and exit out in order to do that. So I tried this method out again in New Game Plus when I got to the Free Cities of Canva. Now, bear in mind that this only works if you are at that dungeon, because if you're beyond that dungeon, stage replay only gives you a tiny fraction of the AP and XP you would have gotten by going through it the first time. So obviously this farming method isn't going to work as well if you've already cleared the dungeon, or if you're going through New Game Plus. And going through it in New Game Plus, the enemies are so much more tanky than they are in the regular playthrough that you won't get nearly as much efficiency out of farming it this same way as you would have done by going through New Game. So I'm going to leave a link in the description box here to Primal Liquid's video, as I think that he explains it so much better than I could for that portion of the game. So there's a little bit of prep work involved for this to be at its maximum efficiency, but it's actually very, very easy to do, and you can't really miss the accessories that you'd get from it. And of course, you're going to want AP and XP increasing accessories. So the Wages of Warcraft 2 you get from Current Toll Shop, like through the game, and then if you get a second one in New Game Plus, you can merge these through Blackthorn in order to get the Wages of Warcraft 2, which basically is equipping 2 of them, but in 1 slot, so you're increasing your AP gain by 40%. I actually whacked on Fortune in Heavens 2 as well, which you get from the same place, which increases your XP by 30%, because I thought, well, do you know what, it's kind of useful to get my XP up at the same time. And then the last accessory that I equipped was the Pull of Darkness, which increases the amount of fill gauge you get on Zantetsuken, which is one of your big attacks coming from the icon Odin, and basically makes it so that the attack Dancing Steel is guaranteed to fill your Zantetsuken gauge as soon as possible. So the enemies that you're going to be looking for here are going to be hyenas, which are located in the Critan Hollow section of the Kingdom of Waloed. So you want to travel over to the Ravenwit Walls obelisk, and then from there you'll want to jump on your trusty steed, your Chocobo Ambrosia, and travel to the eastern section of the map, where you'll find 5 hyenas. And even from nothing, the easiest way to kind of go about killing these quickly and efficiently is to simply use the Dancing Steel attack, which you're going to get more Zantetsuken gauge off of because of the accessories that you've got. You're going to then just use it on the closest hyena. They don't tend to attack you very often, so it's very quick and easy, and you'll hopefully max out your Zantetsuken gauge just by doing that. And if you don't, you might have to pull out Odin's Sword and hit one a few times before you unleash your Zantetsuken, which is going to then kill all of the hyenas in the arena, or in the area, so you're then going to get 1112 AP. If you find that there's a straggler left, like one hyena left, yeah, it's going to take you a few more seconds to go through, but the easiest thing to do is, hopefully by the time that you've gone through the rest of them, your Dancing Steel will have recharged, and you can then use it on that straggler hyena so that you then have Zantetsuken ready for the next loop around. Before we continue, don't forget to check out all of my social media links in the description box below, including Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and Patreon. Over on Twitch, you can find me playing plenty of Final Fantasy XVI, Street Fighter 6, and all sorts of other things. As a matter of fact, in Final Fantasy XVI, now that I've got the Platinum Trophy, I think my plan is to take a deeper dive into arcade mode and seeing how well we can do S ranking all of those, especially now that I've seen what it has to offer when it comes to New Game Plus. So if you'd like to come and join me on that journey, as well as some more combat tricks and tips, and you have any questions you want to ask, come and find me over on Twitch. And of course, I do always shout out one of my patrons over on Patreon every time I release a video, as well as displaying all of these lovely people down at the bottom here who have supported my channel through thick and thin, and for that I am extremely grateful. But I do always shout out one in particular every time I release a video, and today that person is going to be Sniper85, who has been on my Patreon for a little while now, so a massive thank you goes out to you. And their title card has Vincent on it from Final Fantasy VII. If you'd like a bespoke title card made for you to go in the credits of my videos, as well as a plethora of other benefits, perhaps you'd like to consider clicking on the link in the description box below for that as well. I am going to take a quick moment actually to just gush over just how busted Zantetsuken actually is. In combination with Dancing Steel, I didn't struggle with anything in New Game Plus on the back of this ability almost single-handedly because of just how powerful it is and how wide the AoE is for this move. In combination with the heavy stagger damage of Diamond Dust and the ridiculous damage you get from Giga Flare, there's just so much that comes off from Zantetsuken, and those three moves that I didn't struggle with anything in New Game Plus. But if you want to see my full build for everything that I've gone through New Game Plus with, then stay tuned because I'll have another video ready for that too. Then once that's done, quite simply just use the fast travel to go straight back to the Raven Whitwell's obelisk again and just do it again. And then because this takes roughly 75 to 90 seconds, depending on whether you have stragglers or not after you've finished your Zantetsuken, you'll be able to fit in roughly 45 to 50 loops of doing this. So at 1112 AP a run, you're getting well over 50,000 AP by the time you've done this for an hour. And realistically, if you're at this point in New Game Plus, you're not going to need to do this for very long. It takes 118,000 AP in total to max out every icon and obtain the Masterclass trophy, but honestly, you'll have a lot of those abilities already by the time you get here. So I found that after 20-25 minutes of doing this, I had everything maxed out and I was good to go to finish the game and get that platinum. So that's my method of farming AP in the very end game of Final Fantasy XVI. Hopefully this has been useful to you. If you found another method of AP farming, I'd love to hear from you, and definitely let me know in the comments below what you found there, and maybe I'll be able to feature some of your methods too on this channel. Obviously, a big thank you to Square Enix for gifting me a copy of Final Fantasy XVI so that I'm able to share all of my information with you all. I'm in love with the game and I plan to bring a lot more content to do with it over the course of time. And do let me know again in the comments below if there's anything in particular you would like me to cover, because I've got the platinum now, and I'm pretty sure I've gotten as much out of this game as I can in terms of content, so I've got plenty of stuff still to cover. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy XVI content, and of course click that bell for notification of any other videos I might be making. I look forward to seeing you all again soon, but for now, take care, bye bye.